everyone, and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a turn and review a fragrance that's more geared towards the feminine side. We're talking about a fragrance that is marketed for women, and therefore that's what I'm going to be focusing on this particular review. So guys, you can stay here if you want and see the review just for sake's purposes, but I can tell you right now the fragrance is more geared towards women. That's just my opinion. Alright, so let's get right into the fragrance. The fragrance we're talking about today, of course, is called Alien, and we're talking about the EDT, or the Eau de Toilette version. Now, Alien is a fragrance from the house of Thierry Mugler. Thierry Mugler, no stranger to people. It's released a bunch of hits, basically, within the fragrance community. We're talking about Pure Havane, we're talking about Angel Men, we're talking about the Angel series in general, Angel for women, and the Angel Men for men. Alien is one of the releases that was released in 2009 that was geared more towards women. Now, the funny thing about this scent is I had come across it and I'd smelled it long before I ever could put two and two together. I remember I have smelled this as far back, I think, as like 2010. And I'd always smelled this kind of like in the air, and I'd always been like, wow, what's that smell? Who is it that smells like that? And I'd usually, trace my nose back to a woman. Most of the time I would not approach it, especially if she was somebody that I didn't know. But then finally came the time where I smelled it on a girl that I knew, Patricia, and I remember I smelled her. I was like, oh, what is that you're wearing? I've smelled it a ton of times around people, and she was like, oh, it's Angel, or it's Alien from Thierry Mugler. I was like, oh, and we got into conversation and speaking about fragrances just because I told her that I had Angel Men and I had some other ones, and she was like, oh, and so we started kind of getting into it for it. But the main point that I wanted to get across in that is I really loved this scent before I even knew what it was. Now, it's available in two main sizes, a 2 ounce and a 1 ounce. You can get it mainly from the Thierry Mugler site. You can find it on some discount sites, but I think you kind of cheat yourself out because if you get it on the TM site, you can actually get it engraved with whatever you want. So it's a little bit nice, but of course, Thierry Mugler fragrances are a little bit pricey. So this one is going to run you $79 for the 2 ounce and $59 for the 1 ounce. So a little bit of juice for a pretty expensive price. You get like half the juice that you would for most designer fragrances, basically. Now the notes of this fragrance, it's got orange and citrus at the top. We've got jasmine and white flowers in the middle, and amber and cashmere, or I forgot what that note was, but at the base. At the end of the day, this is actually a very simple composition fragrance. The initial spray, even though it's got orange and citrus is what it says, to me it smells like a very peachy, uplifting scent. And that peachy scent is really kind of what pushes me and say, guys, you might want to stick away from this. But it's a very pleasant peachy scent that draws you in. It's sweet, but at the same time, it's not childishly sweet. So it doesn't smell like you would, I guess, smell it on a teenager or a teen girl or something like that, or somebody who just gets into fragrances and sprays it all over. It's very accommodating. It's a very accommodating citrus and sweet smell that comes across in it. Now, the mid and the dry down is really where this fragrance shines to me. That's where you get a very heavy jasmine and amber scent. So the amber gives it a little bit of sweetness, and that jasmine, it's a very prominent floral note that comes across in this scent. Overall, you're getting this creamy jasmine this creamy floral amber scent, and comes off as just so sensual and so inviting. This scent, basically on a woman, it makes me think, when I smell, it opens me up, if you will, to basically whoever she is. Now, I'm saying that very specifically just because of the fact that you don't smell like an old woman with this scent. You don't smell like a younger person with this scent. You're going to smell like whatever you're trying to present yourself as. And I think that's really what this fragrance does really well. It allows you to be whoever you're trying to be, if you will. So if, for example, you are a woman who likes to wear a grunge look, right? I think this even fits in with a grunge look, if you will. It's got a very, uplifting type of a scent, but it still is very unassuming. It fits in with a grunge look just as well as you've got, your preppy upper class, or wearing designer clothes all the time type of woman. It fits that same mold. So it's very versatile, in the fact that I think almost any woman can wear this and pull it off. It just has that ability to it, and it's just fantastic on that. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give it a rating a 9 out of 10. Now, obviously, I've actually put this on, worn it on my skin around, and I don't think that's fair to actually give across for this review. But, I have, had females actually try it out and give me what their opinion on it was in terms of longevity and all that good stuff. So when I say that it lasts a long time, it's coming from hearsay. It's not necessarily coming from my skin, but it does last a pretty good amount of time, like most Thierry Mugler fragrances, which is no surprise to me. But at the same time, it's a great smelling scent. Most guys are going to like this smell, at least when they smell it. Not necessarily you. I'm not saying that you're bad people. You get what I mean. You got to do the work. But at the end of the day, this is a very pleasant smell that allows you to be who you actually want it to be. So let me know what your thoughts are on Alien EDT. Guys, let me know if you have smelled this, or if you smelled it on women, or if you smelled it even on yourself, what you think of it. It's great to have everyone come together and give their opinion on what it is. All right? So thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, and everyone, you guys have a great day.